Hello everybody, this is James Daly and I'm coming to you with another video going through the first song that I'm learning in all 12 keys, Oh Give Thanks, by Judith Christy McAllister. The other day I did reach a milestone where I was able to play it through with no hesitations or no mistakes. But the day after, the whole time, mistakes and hesitations. So we're going to try to continue to reach that as we have only a week left in August, and I would love to move on to the next song, if possible, for September. So let's go. We'll play it through 3 times or maybe more. We went 6 times yesterday, and on the 6th time it got better. But I noticed that the time that I did get it, no mistakes and no hesitations. I'm not going to say perfect, but no mistakes, no hesitations. And just before I did that, I did a little chant. I said, "Come on, Jesus," and I sang the song. I sang a little quartet, "Come on, Jesus." So I'm asking the same thing this time around. Come on, Jesus. Come on. Help me guide my fingers. Guide my mind. I do notice that a lot of times when I'm playing, there's thoughts going through my mind, whether it's problems I'm dealing with or whether it's something I'm worried about or something I have to do. Stuff is coming up while I'm practicing. And sometimes those thoughts get in the way of my playing, and then I start to mess up. So I guess that goes into a discussion about mindfulness when you're playing, what you're focused on while you're playing, and putting your attention and your awareness on the notes and the chords in the song being played. And that's something I'm trying to work on, is to focus on what I'm doing, to focus on the chords, focus on the music, and not veer off into my thoughts in la la land, going into a dream state, daydreaming while I'm playing, because that happens often. My mind starts to wander and I'm starting to think about stuff, starting to think about work, starting to think about what I'm going to eat, starting to think about politics, starting to think about whatever I'm worried about or what's coming up. And then I mess up. So that's a discussion, that ought to be talked about, that I don't really hear about in the industry. Talking about putting mindfulness or awareness or focus on what you're doing as you're playing. And so what your mind is doing as you're playing. And so I guess that may be a contributor to why I mess up and slip up and make mistakes or whatever. That could be. I don't know. Because sometimes, if you practice something enough, in theory, right? If you practice something enough, it becomes part of you that you can kind of do anything you want. You can be talking, looking around, and I have a problem talking and playing. I wish I could do that. I'm trying to hone in on that too, but I think that's something that will probably come as I go through all my keys with each song, and I'll probably start getting the shapes of the chords in every key and all that good stuff. I don't know. Nobody ever explains it to the point where you understand what each stage is as you go and learning a whole bunch of songs in all keys. Nobody talks about it. So I'm really here trying to figure all that out through trial and error on my own, since nobody's talking about it. And we can bring it up here as I do like my daily diary of or daily journaling or daily vlogging of my journey in getting better. After 30 years of playing, I should be very far, and yet I see these young musicians coming up. There's only been around for 18 years when I'm 47, been doing this for 30 years, and these 18-year-olds come through and bypass me. Well, what are they doing that I'm not? Well, clearly they're practicing. How and how long? Well, those are unanswered questions because nobody ever discusses that. But I'm curious as to what it takes. And so now excuse me, I'm, even though I'm late in the process and I'm still an older learner, one thing I've learned is that nobody ever stops learning. For some reason, we feel that, oh, we graduated high school, we stopped learning, or we graduated college, we stopped learning, or we became whatever we became as an adult, and so there's no more learning. Well, that's a problem, and no wonder why so many people are depressed, because now they just live to work and go to church and do whatever they do, but they don't have no purpose, no focus, nothing to learn. And learning, what I found is that learning continues until the day you die. And you could be 80 years old and take up an instrument. Yeah, yeah. I mean, people don't think that way. It's unconventional to think that way, but it's true. And so it's time to start thinking that way. And so I'm an older learner, and but I messed up most of my life. I've wasted most of my life, wasted most of my time not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing, and no discipline, and no willpower to do. And so now I have a little incentive structure, and it's kind of working. And today I really didn't feel like doing this. I really didn't. I'm super tired from last night. I had a long night at work, and I'm gonna have a long night tonight. As some of you know, I'm a trucker, and so that's very hard and demanding work. But you know, this still gave me an incentive structure doing what I'm doing now, and just recording my progress. It's turning out to be a motivator. It really is. Um, you know, I know I was told that I have some drive. I no, not really, because like if I did, I would have did this 30 years ago. But there's something with how I'm doing it now that is giving me a little fire up my fire on my behind to do what I need to do. So, all right, enough talking. Let's get going. We're gonna do "Oh Give Thanks." We're gonna try it 3 or more times and see where we get. Okay, wow, I did it. No hesitation, no mistakes. Wow, maybe that prayer, that "Come on Jesus" chant really helped, because wow, I really made it through it. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, so I need to debrief. I need to talk about some things that happened, that's going on or coming up. Now, noticing this is happening with me when I'm noticing that I'm making it through without making mistakes. Then I start to get anxious. I start to get anxiety that I'm about to mess up, and it starts playing with my head, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost there. And then I'll start thinking about, oh, I should post this on Facebook when I finally get it perfect and no hesitation, and get a little rah rah section going for me on Facebook or something like that. And I'll start thinking all these crazy thoughts, and how I'm going to act when I make it perfect, and all this other kind of stuff, and all this anxiety and this energy comes up, that try to prevent me from messing up. And matter of fact, when I was in B, when I got to the part, let's go. Where is it? In B flat, right there. I almost messed up, but I caught it at the last minute. My hands went right to it, and I thought I was gonna miss it, because I don't know if you've been watching my videos. The other day I was in G, and the same thing happened. I got to that point in G, and I just like froze. I froze there. So it almost happened, but it didn't. But it just speaks to what's going on in my head, and I'm trying to focus. And so then I would notice what my thoughts were doing, and then I would bring my thoughts back in and try to, okay, focus on what you're playing, focus on what you're playing. And so it was a constant battle between me going off in la la land in my brain, and then me focusing on what I was playing. And it was almost causing me to mess up. It almost caused me to mess up. I didn't, though. I made it through, which is great. Which is great. Now the anxiety is really going to be on. The anxiety is going to come up for me now, because now I'm going to be expecting mistakes, because I did it good the first round, and I feel like, hey, it's now the mistakes are going to come. It's going to be the avalanche of mistakes that always happen with me. Just like on Sunday morning, when I tried to play this on the organ on Sunday morning, I fell apart in D. I fell apart in D. Just immediately had to go to E flat, because it was just like, okay, it's falling apart. And then I can't find my place in D for some reason. Like I've been practicing, and if any more of the keys, I mean, at least the first four keys, the first 4 or 5 keys from C, I've been practicing this song like crazy on. So if any key should be right by now, it should be D. But again, it's one of those unfamiliar keys to me, unless I was playing for the male chorus at Hopewell. And so, it's not familiar as it should be. Only in your, like, that, only in that nonsense. It was, see, so there's a deficiency there. There's something ridiculous. Ridiculous has a glitch. So yeah, I mean, D is one of the tough ones for me. But still, like, at least Oh Give Thanks, I've been playing it for a while in there, so you would think that I would kind of have it now, but I don't. Right? So yeah, let me get a drink. Sorry, guys. So yeah, it was good first time around. Okay, we got 2 more times to get around it, man. But this is good. This is showing signs that I'll be able to move on in September with a new song. So I'm happy about that. If this keeps on going, I might mess up for the rest of the times today, but I'm at the point where now it's coming together, and so I'm happy about that. It's happened twice now where I've played it through with, no hesitations, no mistakes. And when I was almost about to do a hesitation, my hands just fell right in. So I guess the muscle memory is coming into place. I'm guessing it's coming into place. All right, so we got 2 more times to go. We'll see where it goes with it. All right, let's go. Whoa, I went to D. Yikes. That's crazy, no. That's wrong. Right, that was wrong. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Come on. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get it together. time around. This is happening. It's happening. Second time around. No mistakes, no hesitations. Wow. Okay. All right. Now, again, as I'm playing, I'm getting this adrenaline rush now. I'm feeling that I'm about to mess up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm at the end. Something's going to happen. Especially when I got in B. I started thinking, you're about to make a mistake. You're about to make a mistake. You're about to make a mistake. It kept on coming. I'm like, no. Like, it was a whole fight in my mind as I was playing. It was crazy. I'm like, okay, well, focus back on the music. And so I was trying to bring my attention back to the music in my thoughts. Trying to bring the focus back on what I was playing. In the fingering and the feel of the notes, how it feels to play it, and even I saw the chord and how it's shaped. This one, I've been messing up a lot doing that note. Right? Been messing up a lot with that augmented note, because it is an augmented note. Right? Well, it's also a dominant. But I mess up with this note in a lot of keys. And this is where the brain fart comes in a lot of times. But when I was getting to this note in all the keys, I was noticing the feel of it and the shape of it in my mind. I started to notice that. I started to focus on that. I tried to focus on it, and I just began to notice it. While all these other things were going on, and then my mind went back to a couple of memories. Thinking about the concert I just had and impressing people, which I hate that. But it's like, oh, people are going to be so impressed when they find out that you're learning how to play in every key and all this other kind of stuff. All this stuff is coming up in my mind. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real and authentic here and sharing what's going on in these moments as I'm practicing and what I'm experiencing. And at the same time, I'm getting this grave anxiety. I'm really about to screw this up royally. And then when I got to B, my mind started saying, wouldn't it be something if you screwed up and you messed up right at the end? You did all this well, and right at the end, you mess up. Wouldn't that be something? And I kept on hearing that. And I was getting scared that I was going to mess up. I was getting scared and B, that I was going to mess up. And thank God that I didn't. But these are the things that I'm experiencing while I'm going through this. And I think it's important to put this stuff out there. I think it's important to name it and talk about it. Talk about focus and mindfulness, being mindful of the keyboard. And I know church folk don't like to talk about mindfulness. They call it soothsaying and all that stuff and witchcraft. And no, it's not. Being focused, it has nothing to do with witchcraft. Being focused on your gift and not have your mind wander all over the place, and having a quiet mind, quieting the monkey brain, quieting the chatter of the mind while you're trying to focus on a worthy project is very important, because it's derailing me here. Maybe that's the source. Maybe that's why there's an avalanche of mistakes, because, I make one mistake and then I get in my head and then the chatter becomes overwhelming and then the avalanche of mistakes happen. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know, but that's what I'm here to figure out. But in these two cases so far, it hasn't derailed me. So the only other thing I could say is that I could try to clear my mind all I want, but it doesn't take the place of daily practice. It seems like that's where this is going. Okay. Yes, my mind can be cluttered. Yes, there can be a lot of noise. But if I've practiced it over and over again, it doesn't matter, because your fingers are going to do what it's supposed to do. And maybe that's the lesson here. They're both important. Mindfulness is definitely important. Being focused and clearing the mind and not having suffering from monkey brain and excessive brain noise while you're practicing, yes, it's important. But what's also important is the rote learning, the ROTE, the rote learning, just doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And that's something I haven't done at all. Yes, I have learned songs in all keys before. I had another piano channel where I was doing piano tutorials, and there was a couple songs that I did on that channel that I learned in every key. But then I stopped playing it, and I forgot. And I don't know how to play those songs anymore. So I lost it. So that says a lot, I think. That says that, yeah. Like on one of my other videos, I'm learning the James Hall song, For the Lord's Good, written by John Peters. I could learn it all day. And if I learn it and then I stop playing it, I'm going to forget it. So I think the point is later I'm going to take that song in every key, which is a bananas thought, I know, because that song is super crazy. But I'm going to take it in every key eventually, not right away. That's going to be one of the last songs I take in every key. And then I'm going to revisit it once I get all songs in every key. Like the goal of this channel is to do 12 songs in every key. Once I do that, I'm going to revisit the song and relearn it and see what more I can grab from it. But yeah, it's like if I don't continue to practice what I learned, I forget it. And that's already happened several times. And so I've taken one time I read an email that said, you should learn 3 songs in every key. And that's going to change your playing. That thing didn't change my playing one bit, because I did that. I did it once before. It didn't work. It didn't work. I did it. But I didn't keep on practicing those songs either. And I forgot them. And now I'm back at square one. So with this song so far, I've gone further than I ever have already by doing it over and over and over and over again for a month until I make sure that like I solidify where I'm not making any mistakes or hesitation. That's something I haven't done. So this is new uncharted territory for me. And even when I move on to the next song, I'm already planning that when I move on to the next song, the first thing I'm going to do is play this song or give thanks in every key as a warm up. And then start the other song in every key. And then when I finish that song, do those 2 songs as a warm up. And yeah, the practice is going to get long. These videos are going to get longer and longer as I do that. But I think it's necessary because I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget what I've learned. And I think it'll probably come to a point where all of a sudden, when I need the chords that I need in real life situations, it will just hit when I need it to hit. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. I don't know how long it will take. That's what I want to find out, and I want to document it when it happens. I want to know when it happens for me. I want to be able to look back 5 years from now. I want to be able to look back and be like, oh, that's the moment in time, and I'm going to document it in the subject line somewhere. That's the moment in time where I made that transition, where this milestone was reached, where now I'm doing this in my playing. And so this is an experiment here. This whole thing is an experiment to see in documentation. And so this will be very instructive for the future. If not for anybody else, definitely for me. Because I want to see what happens. Because I don't know, and I have to. And I'm an inquisitive person. I want to know the reason why. Us humans are driven to know a reason why. I definitely want to know the reason behind music. I definitely need to know that. All right, I've done a lot of talking in this video, but this has been a good lesson. So this is, well, not lesson, but this has been a good documented video here. So I'm gonna play it one more time. Hopefully, come on Jesus, seems that works. Hopefully, I do it one more time without any mistakes or hesitation. And hopefully. But if not, if I do make mistakes, that's fine too, because I've already accomplished a lot by doing it twice with no mistakes or hesitation. All right, let's go. Messed up, but it's all right. All right, see, mess up coming now. See, I was on the roll. See, all right. Now I'm losing it. Now I'm losing it. of a sudden, this right here is becoming. I wasn't sure of where the one should fit, of how those chords should go, and that's where I started to get confused. I couldn't see it. For some reason, and so then I started to mess up with that. This whole time, this hasn't been a problem. Now all of a sudden, it is. I made the mistake once, and it's happening over and over again. It's like embedded now, wiping out all the progress that I've had prior. Haven't seen this issue come up in a minute. I mean, in weeks. So the fact that it's happening now is kind of crazy. See? Wow, what's that all about? Let's go back. Let's see something here. Let's see. Am I doing something wrong? Where? Is that why? I changed the chord. That's what happened. Okay. That's how I was doing it. It said I was doing okay. That's why. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah. My fingers wasn't used to that. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, so I messed up a few times. I messed up in, what was the first time? I messed up in E, then I messed up in B, then I messed up in B flat. Okay, partly because my computer looks like it's about to lose power, so I was worried about getting this done in time before the thing starts talking about it's going into energy saving mode or whatever. So I think my mind went off into that. That probably led to some mistakes. But in that mistake that I did in E, went back to an old problem that I encountered when I first started learning the song in every key. And it was the placement of that one chord right there. And it was between those two. So I don't know how my mind went back to forgetting where to land. I was supposed to land here. Right? I was supposed to land here instead of here. Even though both chords are nice, but this is the one I originally learned. This is how I originally learned it. So I need to keep it on how I originally learned it at the moment. I could change it up later as it get better and stuff like that. But for purposes of this, it derailed me. It messed me up. Because now I kept on trying to do, and it wasn't feeling right, because all this time I haven't been practicing like that. I've been doing it like this all this time, and that feels right. That feels right because I've been doing this for the last few days. All right, and so now it's going to Energy Saver. So let me plug this back up, and I think actually we're going to end the lesson. It was a good lesson today, except that last part. That means I got 4 more days to fix this up, to get it to the point where I'm making no mistakes or hesitation at least 3 times over. And even so, because I've done it twice today and a couple days ago once, I think we're getting there. So I think we might move on in September to the next song. But until then, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.